Hi, this is Delia from Lighter Brighter You, and I'm delighted to be sharing a most wonderful person with you today. Her name is Denise Thomson, and she's got a fascinating history. For 50 years now, she's been involved in the medical field in some way or another. She started when she was 10 years old by helping her aunt in a private hospital. Then she worked with her uncle in a private hospital in his practice during her teen years. After that, she became a nurse. She then became a fitness expert. She then became a radio blog host. She now is a transformational coach. And she's also one of the most warm and engaging people that I've ever met. And you'll feel her warmth over the miles. Welcome, Denise. I'm delighted to have you here.
Well, thank you so much, Delia. I really appreciate that introduction. And I'm very honored to be here with you.
I'm so pleased to have you here. And I'm really looking forward to understanding how you got onto this journey, because you started at such a young age. And I know that there's something really important about how you started. So tell me about this. We touched on this once, and I know it's to do with working your way through your struggles. Tell us about that.
Well, that's really interesting because I had an aunt who was a nurse, and she worked in the mission field. She came home, she was really, really sick. Thank goodness she got healthy again. And then she went and worked in a clinic as a head nurse. It was a private little hospital. And during the summer vacations, which were usually 5 to 6 weeks for us at that time, she said I could come spend the time with her and learn French. Swiss German is my original language, and the first language we learned at school is High German. And so I was getting ready to learn French, and by being with her in that part of Switzerland, I got to learn French. And she introduced me to patients, the ones who had not much, wrong with them or anything, and were happy to see somebody with younger blood. And I got to help with minor things and help her in the office a little bit, and used to centrifuge and clean the little tubes, the test tubes and all that. It was just the first introduction into the medical field. Then when I was a teen, I spent quite a few summers and stuff with my uncle, who was a doctor, and it was really fun because he was such a giver, and he set such an example that I go, man, he allowed me to prepare the space for him with all the instruments on it for the procedures that he did when they were not super evasive. And I got to do that. We took a lot of care. And when the people couldn't get off the mountain to go see him, his horse and his medical instruments he needed in his backpack, and he rode the horse up to the mountain to see the people and help them getting healthy again. It was amazing. And many of them didn't even have money to pay for. And so he got a loaf of bread, or he got some corn or some potatoes, and he took that in lieu of payment with money. And so I go, that is a doctor who wants to be a doctor to help people. And I feel like that got ingrained in me, into my heart, that being in a medical field is not about ordering medications, doing tests, ordering people around, making money. It's about giving. And so that's where the whole thing started. And once I was 19, I got into nursing school, and that's where it went. Later on, I actually went to Austria for a year for a business school, and I was the school nurse, and I got to save 2 lives there. Totally unbelievable. I recognized the signs of blood poisoning. The first one was a young man. He was probably 21, 22, and I wasn't much older, but I was kind of like the school nurse at that point. And he came down around 10 o'clock. He came into the home and he says, I'm hurting. I can't move my arm. And I looked at it and I saw the red line. And I told the headmaster, I said, you need to take him to the hospital now. He goes, no, he can wait till tomorrow. I said, if you wait till tomorrow, you can book the funeral. He goes, oh, you're so dramatic. I said, I am not dramatic. I want you to go right now. Call the doctor, say it's an emergency, and go. When I saw him the next morning, he said, if I wouldn't have listened to you, he would be dead. The doctor gave him a few hours to live. I go, oh no, it was scary. It was really scary. And it happened then a few weeks later with a girl, and we have no clue where they got that blood poisoning from. There were no puncture wounds, no cuts, no nothing. And with her too. And the doctor said, just high time. The next day would have been too late. And so I started gaining some confidence in nursing because I was, I would say, intuitive, because I felt, I didn't know the why or whatnot, but I felt it and I recognized the signs and I went with it. That's pretty awesome. So
That's
from there,
amazing.
yeah,
Absolutely amazing.
it was fun. I mean, looking back, it was fun. At the moment, it was kind of scary, but now I can actually say that I have some experience in the field, more so than just the regular nursing that came after, that came then. And I did some more nursing when I came to the States, but fulfilled anymore. So,
I'm I'm really curious about the other story that you told me that I know that the viewers would love to know about as well. And that's about how when you came to America, you then had a real challenge and you had to struggle through some interesting things. So tell us about that.
oh yeah, it just makes me laugh when I hear that question. Well, I came actually 41 years ago to the United States as a nanny. My boss's daughter was married in the United States and her girlfriend had a baby boy and she wanted to go back to work, so they needed somebody. And so she asked her dad if he knew of anybody, and he asked me. I said, yeah, I want to go, I want to learn English. And so I made arrangements with them that they pay for me for the flight to come over. I got a temporary visa. My dad had to vouch I would not be a burden to the society, that he would pay for my stay if I wouldn't have enough money, or he would fly me back home. And so everything had to be in writing. I came over here end of August 79 and barely spoke English. I mean, I learned a little bit of British English beforehand when I was at that seminary school as a school nurse, but that was nowhere sufficient because I didn't understand anything that was going on. Americans speak totally differently and faster. So yeah, okay, so how am I gonna learn English? I mean, talking to a baby is great and I love babies, but the baby is not talking back to me. And so the lady says, just watch TV. And I go, how am I gonna learn from TV? So I said, I am not stupid. I'm going to figure that out. So I found a children channel that I could follow the pictures so I could kind of get the context of the information they were sharing. And every word I did not know, I wrote out phonetically. And every night before I went to bed, I studied 50 to 100 words till I had the correct meaning of the word. And then I learned how to pronounce it and how to write it and what it meant. And so within a year, I was pretty fluent in English. Started going to junior college, then bachelor's degree, then master's degree, and the life went on. But that was a huge struggle because I didn't know anybody. And the family was not very forthcoming. They even flew me from Northern California down to Los Angeles to go clean her sister's house. I mean, just that, because the Swiss are clean, or are supposed to be clean. So anyway, that's how I learned.
That's an amazing story, because you basically could be tough and difficult situation to your advantage, because now you can speak 4 languages, can't you?
Yeah, I'm not fluent in Swiss, German, High German, French, English, and I know a little bit of Italian and a little bit of Spanish. So it's pretty awesome.
Wow, Denise. Wow, it's
Communication
pretty
is
awesome.
fun. Communication is so much fun. And when you learn about the culture and the traditions, it makes it even more fun. And you get to make more friends. No,
And
friends are strangers I know strangers are friends we haven't met yet. So
I love it. I love it when you say that, because that's what happened to us. But I'm sure that having this ability to communicate is also very useful when you're helping people transform their health. So maybe tell us a little bit about that now, because I know that that's where your passion lies. Maybe tell us how you became passionate about that as an adult, because I know that you love the transformation. Tell us.
Well, it actually started, wow, that was a long time ago. My husband decided he wanted to bring his father home to us for the last few months or maybe a year or so of his life, because he was a diabetic, had gangrene. They had to amputate his toe, then the foot, then up to the knee. And he was for 2 years in a convalescent home, and they mistreated him so badly. He had holes in his buttocks, you won't believe it. I mean, it was bad. It was so sad. So my husband says, can I take him home? I go, how much longer does he have to live? Because he was always a pain in the, as I say, gluteus maximus for the behind, right? It was just tough. And finally I said, you know, give me a week or two to pray and I'll let you know. After a week, I said, I married you for better or for worse. I need to be the obedient wife. I'm the Christian person here. Yes, you can bring him home. And so within a couple of weeks, he flew up and he brought his father down. And we took care of him for 6 years, 6 long years. And the doctor said he had maybe 2 months to live. We took him off the medications, all with the doctor's agreement. I ran everything by the doctor. I mean, he came with a basket full of medications. And I looked at it and I go, 4 of them are heavy duty sleeping pills. What in the world? I don't want him asleep the whole day and not at night, because he called every half hour during the night. So it was bad. And so I decided once he was gone, I said, and I had gained tons of weight. I was in a size 18 at 5'2" at that point. I just could not take the stress. It was horrible. And I said, okay, now he's gone. He finally passed away. Oh, in 5 days, it'll be 5 years. And he's resting in peace, and we're a little bit more peaceful. And we learned a lot of patience and a lot of tricks to the trade on how to take care of people. And then it was my time. I said, okay, now I need to get better and healthier, because I am not healthy at all, mentally or physically. And I tried to do it on my own, and then finally gave up and said, I need something better. And I came across this program that I'm teaching now, which is actually helping so many people transform their lives in, first of all, starting with mindset. Because as you know, because you're with brain studies and all that, so you know that the mind or mindset can create illness or can help you get healthy. And when
Absolutely.
when I learned that, I go, oh my gosh. So I started recognizing things from my past with people that I've known and myself that were related to illness. And I go, why? And I said, oh my gosh, this is the right place. So of course I started transforming mine, and I read every day something that is transforming my mind, that's working on it. So I have more self-confidence, things that I didn't have. Of course, I said I started at a size 18 at 180 pounds. Now, I didn't just shrink weight, I also shrunk inches. I'm down to 5'0". In the last year, I shrunk 2 inches due to injuries and osteopenia, you know, brittle bone. Not quite osteoporosis, but that's the precursor to it. And I go, okay, so I get to lose a little bit more to feel happy and healthy, you know, watch everything that I do. And this program has been amazing. It's not one size fits all. It's not a diet. It's a relational coaching thing that we do, because it goes for transforming habits. We all have habits, some better than others. And the ones that are not the best are the ones we need to actually transform. And so we do one habit at a time, you know, kind of step by step, and teach them how to do it. And that is actually more like the program than anything else. Now we have things that we work with pregnant moms, with nursing moms, with gout patients, with diabetics. We have a lot of diabetics, with people who have high cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure, and all that stuff. And I was in the 3 bad boys. My blood pressure was 211/115. And the doctors told me, you don't have much longer to live if you continue like that. My cholesterol was through the roof, and my blood sugars were pre-diabetic level. Well, honestly, to make this short, today my weight is fairly good. I'm down to a size 4. So just because I shrunk that last inch, I need to go down another 10 pounds. but, but that's okay. I'm feeling really good about it. And my mindset is much better. I'm much more positive, and I get to lead by example. And the positive thing about the whole thing is I do have the medical experiences from the last 50 some, and I can hone in with questions to my clients that people who just learn how to coach and they get all the information they need. They cannot hone into those nitty-gritty things because they don't have experience. And one other thing that I did, and I didn't tell you, I'm actually a bestseller for a little stress relief.
Yes, that's right. You are, Denise. And that's amazing because that brings you back full circle, because you realize that the mindset is so important. People try and lose weight and they try and get healthier, but they don't look at the mindset. So that was a fantastic way for you to explain to people and share with them. So yes, thank you for showing the viewers that.
That's about it, about the transformation and the struggles. So those are all some major struggles, you know, plus studying in English over here. The first one, the junior college, wasn't bad. I even got to tutor and did really good. UC Davis with my bachelor's was a big struggle. Thought I was smart, and I was not. I studied German linguistics because I thought it's my native language. I know it is going to be easy. And they said everything in English. I had to learn all that vocabulary. Then the way they pronounced the terminology in Latin was so different from the way I learned the pronunciation. And they always corrected me. I go, gee whiz, I have the experience. Don't correct me all the time. So I had to learn to take a step back and just do as they asked me to do in order to pass the course. So it was actually a struggle there too, because I thought I'm going to have it easy, and it was harder than anything I ever imagined. So I never chose the easy route. I always chose the one that allowed me to grow the most. I think that's what I can say looking back now.
I think that's exactly what you've said, but I think that's also your hidden strength, because that's how you help people who really have big challenges and don't know how to get to the other side, to be, to actually embody that change. I think having gone through all those struggles, for you, you look at them and you go, wow, I can help you. And so it's given you a hidden magical skill, actually. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think it kind of sets me aside or apart from some other people who have had the structure all the way, had English as their language all the way. And for me, it's something that I think I'm more grateful for the opportunities than the people who never had to struggle to go there to that point.
I think that you're 100% right. I think that gratefulness, it's also allowed you to be the kind of person that you are, which is such a warm, welcoming person. So all of the struggles brought you to a place where you can really help people. And that brings me to my next question. The transformations that you've shared with me, your father-in-law and even your own health. But is there someone that you've helped in your coaching and transformational business now that comes to top of mind for you, that you're really proud of and you're really proud of them? Can you think of someone?
I can think of somebody right now. Actually, more than one person, but I want to hone in on that particular person because of her struggles. So she found me on Facebook, and she asked me, are you still coaching? I go, yes, I am. She goes, are you willing to take on clients? I said, let's see if we're a good fit. What do you need? And we talked, and I said, yes, I'll take you on. She goes, I cannot go below 135, and I'm too heavy at 135. I'm only 5'1". I have never been able to do that. And I go, okay. And I gave her the name. People love when you call them by name. And I said, you know what? May I make a suggestion? And that's the other good part. Always ask for permission. That opens their minds, that opens their hearts. If you just say, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do, it just shuts off everything. And I go, okay, may I make a suggestion? She goes, please. I go, leave The never, can't, won't, all that stuff, leave it behind. I will not tolerate it. And she goes, why? I said, because you're sabotaging yourself before you start. So what is your goal? And then I went through the health assessment with her to figure out what her health goals are. If she has allergies, if she doesn't have allergies, what she wants to accomplish. And long story short, after 2 months or 3 months, she's crying on the phone. And I go, what's wrong? She goes, you have no idea how happy I am. I go, well, I'm very happy that you're happy. Would you like to share why you're happy? 135. And I said, well, was there ever any doubt? She goes, yes. I go, I told you, I believe in you till you believe in yourself. So now what's the next goal? Now she's down to 115 and feeling great. So, I mean, it's just, it all has to do with mindset. And if you don't have that belief in yourself, which I didn't have for the longest time, till I started the coaching, and my coach and my mentors believed in me till I started believing in myself. Now I can pay it forward and do the same with my clients. And again, I can pull from the past experience. I go, I actually do know this. I can do it. And it makes such a big difference. And nothing phases me when it goes to those things anymore, because I know I can.
That's absolutely wonderful, Denise, and that's really empowering for people to hear. So if people want to work with you, can you give them some idea of how to find you so that they can chat to you and dive into your skills and your magic?
Absolutely. Number one, they can find me on Facebook. And do we have the link anywhere, or do I need to give that link?
Yeah, I'll put the link when I'm finished with the video. When we finish chatting, I'll put the link with the video so people will be able to find you at Facebook. And I know it's Denise Y. Thomson.
Yes, Y for the middle name. And
yes.
They can also send me an email to Coach Denise at ctdigest.net. And then we can connect and we can talk like that. And if you're in the US and you want to give me a call, you can call me at 562-335-4956. Know that I do not answer the phone unless I know who it is, but please leave me a message and I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours with an answer, and we can talk then. And once you're in my phone, then I will answer it. So it's just, when I focus on somebody, I don't want to be interrupted by people that I don't have appointments with. It's out of respect and out of love for the people that I'm working with.
Well, there we go, Denise, exactly. The warmness and the sincerity and your capacity to actually understand people is amazing. And I'm quite sure that people would like to work with you. So once again, I'll put the links above or below the video, and you can find Denise on Facebook, Denise Y. Thomson, and I'll also leave the email address, because I know Denise gives out a lovely weekly newsletter, and if you sign up, she'll deliver that into your inbox. And she's also got wonderful tips that she puts onto Facebook every single day, and I love watching out for them because they're funny and they're humorous and they're insightful and they give great value. So I'm so pleased that you watched this video, and that I've been able to introduce you to Denise. And Denise, it's been a delight to have you here on the video series. So I look forward to chatting to you again, and thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here.
Wonderful.